everyone, here is a new day with a new topic. Today's podcast topic is maternity and work. We had the opportunity to have a wonderful interview with Ana Davila. She's the Vice Dean of the Faculty of Communication at the Pontifical Catholic University of Ecuador. She also has worked at journalistic writing in newspapers such as the Diario El Mercurio de Chile or the Diario El Comercio, and she has also done exhaustive research work on motherhood and journalism for her doctoral thesis. This podcast contains a summary of the interview and its conclusions. If you want to see the whole interaction, you can access the link in the description. So let's get started. We started talking about the stereotype around motherhood. Most of the time, the idea we have of motherhood is this beautiful relationship in which you have the most patient mother in the world spending time with her beautiful and quiet babies. And if your motherhood does not look like that, that means that you're a bad mother. That affects maternity at 3 levels. First, how the mother feels, how they think they should feel, and what they think others think they should feel. Okay, so about a mother's feelings. Knowing from the experience of Anna as a mother and her knowledge for her doctoral thesis, we arrived to the first conclusion. Motherhood is nothing like the romanticized version we have of it. Not all the time mothers want to be mothers, and not all the time they have the whole patience of the world. And not just because the baby is their children, that means they have the greatest relationship. Making mothers feel tired or confused. Taking us to the second point, and it is how they think they should feel. As a mother, I feel that I should be fulfilling those expectations, and I am not achieving it at all, and that makes me feel worse. So the final result of it is them feeling confused, unsatisfied, or sad about their expectation, or why am I not capable of achieving them. So it is not only maternity that is being harsh to me, but it's the fact that I'm also being harsh with myself. And that takes us to the third point. What they think others think they should feel. Because if I think I am not capable of being a mother and being harsh with myself, it probably means that I think that everyone is going to be harsh with me. Because one of the problems we talked about in the interview was the homogenization of maternity. So people think that all experience has to be the same, when it is not like that at all. Maternity depends on your context, such as your age or education, and the sexism makes us think stuff like you are the only one capable of raising your children, or you have to be there for them the whole time, even when you have a job with demanding schedules, such as journalism, making you feel guilty for not being capable of doing that. And the Ecuadorian mother still feels this guilt a lot. Despite this, nowadays, there are some kind of tools and discursive changes that are allowing women to live better and more realistic maternities. For instance, Anna talked to us the fact that nowadays the world is changing and trying to bring more realistic expectations to motherhood that are more healthy and helpful for the mothers. The problem with that is that these discursive changes are more popular in the global north, and the women that are already involved with the feminist movement knows about this. Or the women that have access to this kind of information, but the one who has not have several problems with managing this guilt, the meaning that there are still a widespread guilt, especially in the global south. Still, global south has some tools and experiences that you cannot achieve in the global north at all. Even when they have more access to nice kindergartens or education for their child, the support does not feel the same as the family support that exists in the global south. In countries like Ecuador, and here an experience makes another spotlight experience, relatives like the mother's mom or their mother-in-law actively help in the child rearing. Not only taking care of the child, but thinking about the mother. Because the day the child is born, everyone wants to see the baby. But what about the mother? She just experienced a painful moment and no one thinks of her. So the family accompaniment is key to help, for example, the depression postpartum. However, there is not only the family support that matters, but also the flexibility that my job has with the fact that I am a mother. Because here enters the capitalism. that has made the feminism theory study these two spheres. The private one, or the feminized one, which includes the family, homehood, and reproductive work, and the public one, or the masculinized one, which includes productive work, meaning by that generating capital to the system with a wage labor. The differentiation of these two spheres have made that for the companies and even for the mother feel that their work at home is not work at all. So reproductive work has always been underrated and invisible to society, making me feel like I am not productive at all and I am not helping with anything. So here Anna started talking about the fact that we have to appreciate more what is being done in the private spheres, but also it is important to have a payment for this work. This is why we have the unpaid domestic work and the underemployment conditions for women that works taking care of other people's children or houses. Because we think that it is not as important jobs such as, between quotation marks, the male ones. That also affects the fact we don't have that much reconciliation with the state, companies, or our own family to be capable to achieve a balance between job, maternity, and myself. So women, for example, in journalism have these glass ceilings and stereotypes that does not allow them to continue expanding their careers or have children, ending up with our decision-making capacity constrained because if you want to have children, forget about your dream job, or vice versa. If you want a really successful career, forget about having children. Even when you do both, you instead are sacrificing your health and your time. So that ends up with women that have time poverty. We know that we have to make a lot of changes in society to achieve better maternities. However, even when you distance yourself from one of your facets or another, it can be temporary. We can achieve some sort of balance, and it is important to have in our minds that we can achieve that balance at work for a better maternity step by step. Thank you.